Hello everyone, or good morning everyone. My name is Sofia Tsurlaki, and I create videos to advise Muslims out there. This is one more of these videos, and the topic today is how Muslims have cultivated a very meticulously designed, I would say, narration that makes them untouchable from criticism and responsibility. Now, this is very long for a title for a video, so I don't know what title I will put for the video, but this is the whole topic. And I will explain everything to make sense. So let's start. So I'm someone that I'm very vocal in the social media. I have a strong presence in social media, and I publish on a daily basis 2 or 3 times in Facebook and other platforms. One of the things I do is that I very often and very consciously expose male Muslims, not because I have something against males. No, I have many male friends and I adore them and they know it and they support me very much. But this is the case. Only the males vex me in private messages. So it is a very common practice for Muslim men from Muslim majority countries to approach me in my social media. Some of them, surprisingly, they knew me. There are people that they know what I'm doing on my social media. And they will either offend me, and I say that with full consciousness, offend me. For the latest incident, what happened yesterday, was someone who didn't even bother himself to check my bio on my page, and he was like, "Oh, I can teach you Islam." And when I asked him, "What makes you think you can teach me Islam?" his answer was, "You look like a new convert, and your ears are not properly covered." Yarab. So what I do in such cases, and why this offended me? Because this is first of all, you haven't checked my account. Where is the respect? And second, you criticize the way I dress myself, the way I present myself to the world, and it's not your right to criticize me, or based on the way I cover myself, to practically deem me unknowledgeable in my religion. And this is something that this is one thing I love when I publish these, because I take screenshots and I publish them. And lately I don't even cover the names. I'm like, let you be exposed. One of the positive things is that long discussions are sparkled, and many women, they come and they say, "Yeah, I have the same thing. You know what? I'm fed up. It's the same situation." It is something that is very common and happens a lot, especially to Muslim women converts. We are being fetishized to a certain extent by specific type of Muslim men, not by all men, okay? I have received immense respect and support by many Muslim men from Muslim majority countries. But it's the quality of the person. One of the reasons I expose these people is so that the exposure will become a paradigm for others to not even bother me. Another reason is that I want these conversations to be sparkled, because when as a convert Muslim woman tell my born Muslim male friends that, you know, this is happening, they're like, no, that's not happening. Maybe once in a while, but this is the exception. Well, it's not. It happens very often, and that's why almost on a monthly basis I expose people. So the healthy part is this, that discussions start, people understand our position, because maybe people don't understand it, but when you are a convert, and I consciously use the word convert, don't put comments saying, "Oh, revert," I oppose the word revert. So when you're a Muslim convert, and someone comes and questions your belief, questions your religion, it's not that we were born there and, that's what we found and we continued. No, we challenged our beliefs. We challenged our past. We challenged our previous religion, our family, our society, our community. And we have worked hard. Majority of Muslim converts I know, they remain converts. So majority of Muslim converts that they are converts for more than a year or more than 2 years. We have worked hard. So for any random Mahmoud or Muhammad or whatever, Ahmad, to come and tell me, oh, let me teach you the religion, because I'm born Muslim. I'm Arab Muslim, the good one, the good stuff, and I will teach you because you're a new convert. Heda Habib, heda. So it is offensive. And, it goes again in the fact that how are we being seen, and anyway, I will not deviate. My point today is how I expose these Muslims. And I am someone that naturally, out of character and out of experiences, as a child and young woman, I'm someone that I can't stand being silenced when I see wrongdoings. I can't. I will blow up. I will, it will eat me. And when it comes to the Muslim community, when it comes to Muslim people, both males and females, there are a lot of wrongdoings, and there is a lot of silence. And this is what I will talk about. This is the introduction. Now I will start talking about this silence. So there is this very troubling approach within the Muslim community, among the Muslims, that practically promotes corruption. The approach is that we don't talk about that. We don't talk. And there is this hadith that is recorded in Muslim, not in Bukhari. First question mark, whether it's a valid hadith or not. But I will not go down that path today. Let's assume that this is a valid hadith. So there is this hadith that it's a long hadith. And Muslims take only a small part. And they say it. And the small part says that, and those who conceal Muslims, God will conceal them in the eyes of the world or something like that. Now, if you read the entire hadith, you will understand that the meaning that Muslims give to this abstract and they promote it is like, if one conceals the wrongdoings of a Muslim. In the hadith, there is no such thing as the wrongdoings. The wrongdoings has been added in a parenthesis as an explanation. But the actual quote does not have the word the wrongdoings. It's like, and he who conceals Muslims, God will conceal blah, 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 blah. And conceal is the English word. I didn't have the time to go and find the original, to go into the Arabic, to do a lexical analysis of the Arabic. Perhaps I will in some future video, but this is not today my point. My point is that people have taken this part and have distorted it to mean, you need to conceal the wrongdoings of the people. So people, in the hadith, if you see the hadith is a huge hadith, is a huge quote from the Prophet, peace be upon him, which says that he who alleviates the pain from the suffering, God will alleviate his suffering, and blah, 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 blah. So in a manner, the hadith, the quote of the Prophet is like, treat others the way you would like God to treat you. In this specific part that humans have put the extra of the he who conceals the wrongdoings of Muslims. If you see it in the context, and if you think about, the context of the hadith itself, but also the context, the sociological context of the era of the Prophet, the idea is he who conceals the acts, or let's say, I don't know how to explain it. So, the Muslims, we are supposed to pray 5 times a day. And we are supposed to give zakah, and we are supposed to fast. So this was the whole point of the hadith, that if you know a brother or a sister that doesn't keep their prayers, don't go out and shout it in aim to bad name them. Leave them alone, and it's between them and God. If you know someone who doesn't fast when they are supposed to fast, don't go out and shout it to show that they're not good Muslims. This was the idea. Muslims today have taken this, they have decontextualized it totally. And they're like, oh, you see someone raping? Oh, conceal his wrongdoing, and God will conceal your wrongdoing. And we have grown up to have a community of Muslims that the mindset is that I can do whatever I want to other people. I can offend, I can steal, kill, lie, harm others. But those who know that I'm doing it, they must not talk about it. They must not expose me, because the Prophet said so. Really, Habibi? Is that what the Prophet wanted? Do you really believe that if the Prophet comes down today and we'll see this mindset and we'll see this happening, and this is happening, do you think I'm very, very proud of the ummah? No? Do you believe that God is proud of this mindset? Because I don't think that God is proud. I mean, if God is proud with his mindset, then we will have some private conversation with God when the right time comes. Okay? So one thing, this distortion of hadith in aim to serve certain agendas, be mindful. And don't try to sell it to me. I mean, you can sell it to whomever else you want to, but if they follow me in the social media, I will alert them. And plainly put it, if the point is that if I will expose the wrongdoings of Muslims, then God will expose my wrongdoings, alhamdulillah. I lead my life in a way that I'm transparent. The world knows what I'm doing, and I'm absolutely conscious of what I'm doing. And I don't claim that I don't commit sins or I don't do wrong things. Of course I do wrong things. Of course. I'm joking. You're talking about me. But I take responsibility. I'm responsible. When I will do something that is wrong, I think before I do it, and then I decide to do it. And I'm like, yep, I will take responsibility for my action. I know why I did it. The day of judgment, I can stand in front of Allah and say, you know what? I did this because of that and that and that. And Allah will decide what will happen to me. This is, in my humble opinion, how Muslims should live their life. We're not perfect. We're not supposed to be perfect. But we need to be responsible for what we do. Because all this idea of, don't cover the wrongdoings. What you're doing is you are wronging your brothers and sisters. That they might not be Muslims or they might be new converts. It becomes a habit. And we have this sick community of people who wrong each other, but they don't talk. And this idea of not talking about each other's wrongdoings came in aim to create this illusion that is still very dominant in the Muslim majority societies, that Muslims are better than the non-Muslims, be it Christians, Jews, polytheists, whatever. Muslims are better. We are better. We are ethical. Are we ethical, my dears? When we have high levels of domestic violence, husbands that they beat their wives, men that rape their daughters, men that rape their sisters, men that rape their cousins and nieces. And before you fall from your cloud, that no, that doesn't happen in the Muslim majority countries, that doesn't happen in Muslim communities, just Google a bit. News. People that they have been, in Jordan was the latest incident, people that they have been imprisoned for that. So it's a fact. Otherwise they wouldn't have been imprisoned. When you have Muslims killing their daughters and sisters, especially in Asia, and Middle East, for honor, the honor of the family. Is this an ethical community? Are we better than the non-Muslims? Huh? No, it's an illusion. And this exact mindset of cover what we do, cover the wrongdoings of our community, gives power to the abusers to abuse, gives power to those that they are corrupted to corrupt. And in the Quran we have seen that God does not like that, does not like corruption. So stop following this mindset because you know that you have done bad things. And if you talk about the other person's bad things, your bad things will be revealed. To begin with, stop doing bad things. How about that? And when you will be strong, knowing that you are ethical, you will not be scared that your bad deeds will be exposed. And the rest of you, the ones that you are victims. And when I say victims, don't think that someone needs to come and stab you, okay? When someone questions your religion, you are a victim. When someone diminishes your identity or your value, you're a victim. When someone beats you, you're a victim. When someone abuses you mentally, you're a victim. Those of you that are victims, don't be scared to talk because, oh, it's un-Islamic. It is not un-Islamic. It is very much Islamic. God itself revealed the Quran to correct the wrongdoings of his own people of Abrahamic religions, that they lost the plot and they started doing wrong things, right? So do you believe that God will judge you or will be unhappy with you if you will expose injustice? I don't think so. So think, people. We need as a community to stop pretending that we are better than others. Start checking our own, skeletons in the closet and clean this closet and clean our soul and clean our community and be peaceful. Majority of Muslims are scared of God. Majority of Muslims, if you tell them that, okay, the day of judgment, they will pee on themselves. And I can't comprehend that. I'm like, I'm looking forward. I want to meet God. I want to be judged by God. I mean, come on, it's good. I want to see God. For me, the idea of death is like good. It's good. I mean, I love life here. I have a good life, alhamdulillah. But come on, I will meet God, right? But not the majority of the Muslims. Majority of Muslims, when they say, oh, the day of judgment has come. And I'm like, well, it was about time. I was waiting for that already. They're like, no, I'm not. Why? Why are you not? If you are not, you have done something really, really wrong. And you shouldn't. The idea is not that we will pretend to be morally correct and uplifted because we have the Quran, because we have the Prophet, peace be upon him. The idea is that we will be. So be. Now, another thing that, because, okay, let me tell you something. When Muslims when Muslims know that there is a chance that their, skeletons will be exposed, of course they try to threaten or to invalidate. So very, very nicely, if you are in my case, I'm a convert. So many Muslims, they come in my social media and they say, oh, you converted to Islam to offend, I have the quote here. Let's see how he said. You have converted only for mockery and insulting of Muslims and Islam. And the idea is that those of us that we converted, we are not real Muslims. We did it in aim to destroy Islam from within. But even if you are born Muslim and you start questioning Muslims, the idea is that you are a kafir and you are not good Muslim. So guys, this is bullying. This is the Muslim bullying. Do not buy it. No. Now in my case, dear people out there, that you have the same mindset that I converted in aim to... I mean, how idiotic can this thought be? I'm passionate about Islam, and everyone who knows me knows it. Do you believe I invested 20 years of my life. 20 years of my life. Changing beliefs. Abandoning my old self. Spending thousands of pounds in buying books and reading and learning and improving. All of that in aim to mock and insult Muslims? Do you believe that you have that value? Are you that valuable to do this in aim to mock and insult Muslims and Islam? And let's clarify here. I mean, the Muslims and Islam part, we will analyze it later on. So, the reason why I converted is my own business. I rarely ever talk about it. But yeah, people are free to... I mean, the majority of the people believe that I converted for a man. The ego of Muslims, that a man, a human being, will make a human like me convert, change my religion, change. Ya Rab. When it comes to mockery, I do not mock people. I did not take someone who is, let's say, cognitively limited and mock him. And I don't mock people. What I do is I take screenshots, I put them the way they are so people will see the actual wording, the actual, and I'm like, okay, one more disappointing incident. I don't mock. I'm not in the character of mocking people. I don't mock people. I said it at the beginning, it is very important for me for people to see what other type of Muslims experience, because a male-born Muslim will never receive such messages. A born Muslim woman most probably will never, I'm not quite sure. I mean, no, women will, because males, Muslim males, believe that by their anatomical shape, you know what I mean, they are, the fully knowledgeable, the kings of knowledge, and the women, they need to teach us. I mean, the most fantastic example I had was 3 years ago. It was a teenage 17-year-old boy from Morocco that on his social media, all his pictures were half naked. And he was like, I'm born Muslim, I know better than you. I was like, okay, put a shirt on you, and then let's talk to begin with. I don't mock, I don't insult. I mean, if exposing the actual words and the actual, facts is insulting, then the blame is not on me, it's on the person. If your action makes you feel ashamed, there is a reason for that. It's not for me. It's like if, you see someone raping and then how dare you destroy his reputation by saying that he raped. Well, the reputation is not destroyed by the person who made the people know. The reputation was destroyed the moment the rapist decided to rape, even before he rapes, the moment he decided. So it's the same thing here. If you feel insulted because I exposed you, then you did something wrong. And they know. I mean, those that they make these comments that, oh, you were born, they are not the people who would do it. Because what happens is this, those people, they are my friends. The people that they send me the messages that later on I expose, they are on my social media. They are in my friends. And don't believe that if you are my friend in Facebook, you are my friend. I mean, my friends are very few people. So what happens? I don't hide myself. I take the screenshots, I put them there, and they see them. Do you know what they do? All of them, 100%. The moment they see the post, oh, I see you posted the conversation. Why did you do that? I don't think we can continue talking anymore. And they go. The funny part is that from the moment they will say something offensive, I stop talking to them. I stop answering the text. So you see monologues on Messenger that I haven't contributed for hours. Okay, I'm not there, man. And then we can't continue talking anymore. You can't continue your monologue because I left long time ago. So the fact that they ran away by themselves. One of them took. So he invited me for an interview, and he put it. He uploaded the interview on his YouTube and everything. He plays the intellectual person, and then in the messages, the idea was like, oh, we will have more videos like that. So take my WhatsApp, and I was like, okay. And then in the messages, he demonstrated a very disrespectful approach. And of course I exposed him. He deleted the video from his YouTube. He blocked me from everywhere. He disappeared from the face of earth. So they know that they're doing something wrong. That's why they feel insulted. That's why they feel ashamed. Not because I exposed them. They are comfortable in private, but not in public. They don't want these things to be in public because they know they are wrong. Now let's go to this last part, insult Muslims and Islam. And this will be the end of this video, hopefully. Yes, because I need to go to work. It's still morning. It's early in the morning. Do not equate Muslims with Islam. And this is something that Muslims do consciously. And let me tell you how I know it. So when you talk about the wrongdoings of Muslims, the idea is like, oh, you offend Islam. At this case, Muslims and Islam are one thing. But when you say, you know, Islam is patriarchal, Islam is oppressive because, you know, women don't have equal rights, what they say, the same people, is like, oh, do not accuse Islam, because Islam is perfect, Muslims are not. Oh, Habib Albi, now Islam and Muslims are two different entities. But before, if I'm talking about the wrongdoings of Muslims, are one and the exact? No, they're not. And I agree with the second approach, that Islam is one thing, Muslims are a different thing. And I think I have mentioned it in a previous video. I'm not quite sure if it was in the English-speaking video or on a Greek-speaking video, that when I was younger, before I converted, when I started learning about Islam, and people would give me this excuse that Islam is perfect but Muslims are not, I was very confused because nobody would explain to me what's going on. I had this impression that Muslims are the true reflection of Islam, which is not the truth. And this is exactly why, as a Muslim woman, I have decided to speak out about the wrongdoings of Muslims. Because Muslims are not anymore the reflection of Islam. My objective is to see as many Muslims become the reflection of Islam. So I expose Muslims. I talk about the wrongdoings of Muslims, not of Islam, because you will never have someone exposing a Muslim that prays 5 times a day. You will never have someone exposing a Muslim that is is charitable, is helping others, is, you know, knowledgeable. No. I mean, if we expose such Muslims, this will be a name to advertise, to make them a paradigm for the rest of us. Because I personally expose Muslims and other people, alhamdulillah, it started the last years to happen. I do it in aim to show that this is not Islam. The video I published previously about those Muslims that they create havoc with the name of, insulted the Prophet. These are doing wrong things, but they are not in my religion. They don't have the right to do these acts in the name of my religion, in my name, in a way. So let's don't allow such blanket ideas. Oh, you insult Islam and Muslims. Not Islam, Muslims. I don't insult them. If they feel insulted, it's because of their wrongdoings, because of their actions. But it's about the Muslims, brothers, not Islam. And if you believe that you are the most adamant paradigm of Islam, you are the incarnation of Islam, you are Islam, then maybe your ego needs a little bit of examination. Okay? So that's all for now. Oh, I had long... You know, I always... These are my notes. Here, my notes. Very nicely made. Because I have inspiration and I have to write it, but then I deviate from the notes. Anyway, this is the whole point. I will continue exposing the wrong deeds. You like it or not. If you feel insulted by my videos, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Feel insulted. Take it in your heart. Because if you feel insulted because I exposed someone who did X, means that you have done X as well. And now you feel the fear, you feel the breath on your neck, knowing that if this woman starts talking and another woman starts talking, then maybe, or a man, not a woman, It happens that I am a woman, and I identify as such. So if one starts talking and the other starts talking, then sooner or later my turn will come, and those that I committed injustice on will talk. That's what you fear. You fear that your own things will be exposed. So how about you don't commit them? In my village we say fear guards the unguarded. Of phobos philai ta erma. So if you feel fear for what you have done or what you want to do, stop doing them and take responsibility. If you want to do something that you know it's not correct, take responsibility. Be ready to be held accountable. This notion of, oh, we don't talk about the wrong acts and blah, 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 has created today a community of lazy, ill-hearted, ill-minded creatures that they take no responsibility whatsoever. And then you have men today, and women, but let's talk about men, saying that, we are not like the men of the time of the Prophet. Of course not, because they were responsible. You're not. And it's not your fault. That's how you grew up. You saw as a child your fathers and your mothers and your sisters and your aunts and uncles doing it, and you're like, okay, this is how you grew up, in the mentality that we can do whatever we want for as long as it's private, and the victims don't have the right to speak about it. So the bullies will be the kings of the world, but when it comes to our relationship with non-Muslims, we are the ethical ones, because we don't speak about our wrongdoings. No, Habibi, that's not what ethical is. Anyway, I have to go because I need to go and make some money, because I need to put food on the table and a roof over our head. And I like this challenge. I mean, let's have this in the long run. And yeah, some very, very, very heavy videos are coming. And you see that even I, with my spirit, I'm a bit skeptical. I mean, I have recorded this one video, which is about incest in Muslim families, based on data. I've recorded it 2 months ago, and I'm still... It's a heavy thing, a heavy topic. But I think that someone needs to talk openly, because the topic is being discussed. I mean, the data I have them from an academic journal, so it's out there. But it's one thing to read it among us, the academics, and another to actually talk about it in public. But anyway, goodness best, and we will see what will happen. People, start taking responsibility and start trying to be the Muslims that the Prophet wanted us to be. Have a good day.